Morning, everybody. I'm over here at my shop today. Matt is on vacation. He is up in Arkansas riding four-wheelers, so good for him. I went and made an impulse buy yesterday. I got this gray toolbox from Harbor Freight. No, not a sponsor yet. So I'm going to be putting this together today, and I thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. I've already kind of opened it up and unboxed it. One feature on this that I've noticed that I haven't had on other toolboxes before, when you open the lid, of course, you know it releases the little catch in the back of the drawer, so you can't pull the drawer open, right? Well, these also have an additional little thumb slide catch here. I don't know if you can see that. So if you have this open and you're rolling around the shop, they won't just fling out on you. They've got a little latch there. So this is the 5-drawer toolbox. Matt has got a couple of the 3 drawers, and they're nice. I really like them. But I saw this 5-drawer, and it was on sale for a great price, so I picked it up. I like this deep drawer up top, and there's a deep drawer in the bottom, and then 3 standard drawers, a wide drawer and 2 narrow ones. And then, of course, this whole top storage area. You can put all your screwdrivers and whatnot. I think I'm going to enjoy this box, but right now we're going to start assembling it. So for the assembly process, we're going to start by putting the casters on it, and then the legs, and then the body will sit on it, and it'll all get bolted together. Whole lot of hardware. And I'll say it again, I know I can hear friends of mine out there that, you know, talk about Harbor Freight tools because they're not the expensive brand. They're not the Snap-ons or the Matcos or Cornwell or, you know, Mac. Again, I think every tool brand's got some good stuff, and every tool brand's got some stuff that's kind of sketchy. I've had a lot of good luck with some Harbor Freight tools, and I've had bad luck with some more expensive name brand tools. Again, I think it all comes down to how you use your tools and what kind of abuse you're putting them through. So we're going to turn this over and start mounting up. Oh, I like that. I got like a little rail there that captures it. Adds a little structural rigidity to it. Now the question is going to be, which way do I want this thing to go? Do I want it to act like a shopping cart? Probably not. I like these casters they put with this cart. They look to be pretty heavy duty. Nothing worse than having a big piece of whatever, furniture, toolbox, equipment you're moving around, and it's got dinky little casters that want to fall off and wobble around and break. And the last couple of times I've put something together for them, their assemblies seem to have all the hardware that you need, which I've built stuff before that they didn't send me all the hardware I needed, so, you know, not having to go and hunt for a bolt is nice. And they have stuff locally, which a lot of the big brands cannot say anymore. I was always a big fan of Sears because they were local. I could go right there and get what I needed. Sears has gone out of business now, and I've always thought that there's a business model there. If they'd have kept their tool division intact, and if they'd have kept the Craftsman brand intact, and you could go to the Craftsman store and get what you needed. And they tried to do that for a little while, but it seems like even that has ultimately gone away. So if you want to go and buy a tool locally, I mean, yeah, Lowe's has got a handful of things, and Home Depot's got a handful of things, but so does Harbor Freight. All the wheels are on. Now I can start laying our side pieces on, our uprights, and bolting those down. That's what we got here. So I think one of these is uprights, and one of these supports for the top box. Can you see the holes here? There's holes down here, and a hole there, and holes here. That is not centered. So I'm believing that that's going to have to go on the side of the toolbox. Nope. Yep. All right. So the shorter run goes here. So on the casters, the bolts had a washer and a lock nut. On all the rest of this, it's got the nut with the little ribbed washer built onto it. And if I'm betting right, oof, don't fall over. I bet this is also 1/2 inch, which is really nice because, yep, your one socket will basically build out the entire toolbox. That's handy. So I'm going to assemble all of this finger tight. And then, once it's all put together, I'll come back and tighten it. Because I don't care how good an assembly, a prefab assembly like this, you've always got stuff that if you start tightening on it, you'll be pulling things in one direction and the other. And then once you get to the top, you got bolt holes that doesn't want to line up. And just like that. Give it a little wiggle and it lines up. So we're going to leave it all wiggly until it's all assembled. And then we'll tighten everything. I'm going to close this before I cut myself. That'd be a good idea. Sorry if my lighting's not great today. One of the lights in the shop went out. I'm going to have to get a new bulb to replace that. I'm going to jump into the third one. Once those are done, we can assemble the little giz that holds the toolbox on the frame. Like that. So once I get all this subframe put together, I'll set it on the ground, and then we'll set the box in it, and then we'll finish bolting it down. I definitely want my handle on the roll. I want it here. And this is a little shelf for odds and ends stuff like quart of oil or whatever. But yeah, when you get done, I need to set the chest on the frame. I just need your help making sure it's lined up. We in? More or less. Don't put your fingers under nothing. Let me do it. It doesn't sit on here. It's going inside these. There you go. Like so. All right. That more or less. Okay. All right, watch yourself. I'm going to let this down until I get ready for it. Try and get my big fat fingers into. Ooh, this gives me an opportunity, though, to showcase a tool that I had made by a friend of mine. Mr. J and his son Alan have a business that makes aircraft tools. And their business name is Helicopter Work Aids. These guys make cool stuff. And so I'm putting this together just now, and I thought, ooh, I had him make some tools, which he already makes these tools, but I had him make me a set. And I'm going to use them right now to work on this toolbox. First thing I got to do is get my handle ready to go. Because I am going to want a handle on my toolbox. That does come in handy. The problem with this spot right here is that I have fat fingers. And this is a rather tight area. You see up in here? See how tight that is? And this is where Jay's push-pull wrenches come into play. So, now like here, I can get impact and an extension in there. No problem. But these, that's not going to happen. So this, Jay calls a push-pull wrench. What do you think about that, guys? If I want to take it off, the opposite direction. It takes it off. Is that cool or what? Now, I wouldn't put a lot of torque on these because you don't want to break the wrist pin. But I can get them snug with this. And it's got a fairly small wrist pin. And we don't want to break the wrist pin. But I can snug them down, and then I can put a 1/2 inch wrench on it and put a good hard 1/4 turn on it, and we're in play. And I'm going backwards. God, Barrett, you big dingus. Get back in there. There we go. Is that cool or what? So now I can do all 4 corners of this thing on this wall where it's difficult to get to. Got to tighten these two. And you get that down in there. I'm taking that off, aren't I? Don't do that, Barrett. Put it on. There you go. Snugged her right on up. And again here on the top. Put that wrench right there. I'm just pulling up on it. I give it a good little snug. Easy peasy. Is that not the coolest thing? I think it's the coolest thing. Push-pull wrenches from Helicopter Work Aids. Snug her on up. Snug her on up. Now I'll go get a 1/2 inch wrench and give her a good tighten. And then I can come back with my impact and hit these. And we'll be good to go. Cool. Now, a little handle on the front, and this toolbox will be complete. Well, dead gum. So there you have it, folks. My new little roll around tool chest cart. I do like the little latches. Very cool. Alright, so I'll finish peeling all this stuff off and making it look pretty. Like I said, I really wasn't planning on buying this. I was walking through and I saw it, and it had a good sale price on it. And yeah, so impulse buy. So. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Y'all have a good weekend, and God bless.